Venus. You've seen it, that brilliant, steady jewel in our night sky, named for the Roman goddess of love and beauty. It's often called Earth's sister planet, almost our perfect twin in size and mass. But don't let that beautiful name fool you. Beneath its thick, impenetrable shroud of clouds lies a world so extreme, it's hard to even imagine. We're talking crushing pressure and surface temperatures hot enough to melt lead. For centuries, its true face was one of the solar system's greatest secrets. So how did we finally manage to pierce that toxic veil? And what strange hidden treasures did we find waiting on the other side? To really understand Venus, you have to picture a paradise that was lost, or maybe one that never was. It's the ultimate paradox, a planet so much like our own, but so violently, terrifyingly different. Here on Earth, the air pressure is comfortable. On Venus, it's over 90 times greater. Stepping onto its surface would feel like being crushed almost a kilometer deep in the ocean. The atmosphere is a thick, choking blanket of more than 96% carbon dioxide, which has triggered a runaway greenhouse effect, baking the planet to a staggering 465 degrees Celsius. For most of human history, these hellish conditions made the surface a complete mystery. The clouds aren't just thick, they're made of corrosive sulfuric acid, making them impossible to see through with a normal telescope. Trying to land a probe is an almost suicidal mission for a machine. Most are crushed or cooked in just a matter of minutes. So for a very, very long time, all we could do was look up and wonder. The first real, heroic attempts to see the surface came from the Soviet Union's Venera program. Throughout the 1970s and 80s, these unbelievably tough landers did the impossible. They actually survived the descent and sent back the very first images from the surface of another planet. The pictures they transmitted were haunting. They showed a desolate, slab-like, orange-tinted landscape under a thick, oppressive yellow sky. It was humanity's first ever glimpse of this hidden world, an absolutely incredible achievement. But it was like looking at a single grain of sand on a vast, unknown beach. To truly understand the planet, we needed to see the whole thing. And for that, we needed a completely different approach. We needed to see through the clouds themselves. The hero of our story is a spacecraft, NASA's Magellan. When it arrived at Venus in 1990, it didn't bother with cameras that see visible light. Instead, it was armed with a powerful radar that could slice right through that thick, cloudy veil and map the ground below. For the first time, the hidden world of Venus was finally being unveiled. And it was weirder and more wonderful than anyone had imagined. What Magellan showed us was a world forged in fire. Something like 80% of the surface is covered in vast volcanic plains, dotted with thousands upon thousands of volcanoes. We saw giant shield volcanoes like Mont Mons, which are as massive as Earth's largest volcanoes, but with gentler, more spread out slopes. But it's the features unique to Venus that are truly stunning. Magellan found these strange, flat-topped volcanic domes that look so much like breakfast food. Scientists nickname them pancake domes. They're thought to have formed from thick, syrupy lava oozing onto the surface. Even stranger are the vast fractured highlands called tesserae. These regions, which look like intricately laid but shattered tiles, are some of the oldest parts of Venus's crust, hinting at a complex and violent geological past that's totally unlike Earth's. These treasures didn't just give us a map, they gave us clues about Venus's past. And this is where the story takes another turn. Thanks to Magellan, we know Venus is geologically active. In fact, by reanalyzing Magellan's decades-old data, scientists recently found the first direct evidence of active volcanoes, seeing volcanic vents actually changing shape and what looked like fresh lava flows. This means volcanoes were likely erupting while the spacecraft was there, and they could very well still be erupting today. This activity fuels the biggest question of all. Could Venus have once been habitable? Early models based on data from Pioneer and Magellan hinted that Venus might have held a shallow ocean for as long as 2 billion years. But more recent studies paint a much drier picture, suggesting the planet lost whatever water it had very early on. The scientific debate is fierce, but the simple possibility that Earth's twin may have once had oceans is a tantalizing mystery that keeps us going back. So, we've finally unveiled the hidden treasures of Venus. We've mapped its volcanoes and its strange tiled landscapes. But in doing all that, we've uncovered a much deeper mystery. Why did this world, so much like our own, suffer such a different fate? Why did one twin planet become a cradle for life, while the other became a toxic inferno? Answering that question is the entire goal of a new generation of explorers. NASA's Da Vinci mission, planned to launch around 2029, will drop a probe straight through the atmosphere, tasting its chemicals and taking the first-ever high-resolution pictures of the ancient tesserae terrain from below the clouds. Following that will be Veritas, now set for a 2031 launch. It will orbit the planet and create incredible, high-resolution 3D maps of the surface, helping us understand its geology like never before. These new missions promise to answer some of the biggest lingering questions about Venus's past and present. They will help us finally piece together the full story of Earth's lost twin. If you want to continue this journey of discovery with us across the solar system, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss what we find next at the Celestial Theory. And let us know in the comments, what do you think? Was Venus once a water world, or was it always a hellscape? Have a blessed day, family.